Hey guys, it's Ray here, and today I'm chilling against my glorious yellow wall because I didn't know where else to film this. But today's video is going to be just kind of a discussion because I'm such a smarty smart pants, so I thought I would share some knowledge that I have discovered with you guys regarding the topic of why we hate our jobs. Now, obviously, does not apply to everyone because there's a lot of people out there that love their jobs and they enjoy going to work. But this is for all of the people, including myself, who find that at some point they hate their job. I wanted to figure out why. So if you guys didn't know, I work at this local family restaurant as a busser currently slash hostess, and what I do basically is I seat people and I clean up after them. Great job, am I right? So I've been doing this job for a couple of months now, basically since the beginning of September, and if you would like to read more about my misadventures at my job, you can actually read this little series that I've got going on my blog called Restaurant Stories. So my blog is theoneandonlyray.blogspot.com, and I will put a link down there in the description, and you guys can click on it and check it out. But for those that do not feel like reading that and also just don't really care, let me go ahead and get started. So a couple of days ago, Sunday actually, my manager texted me and asked if I could fill in for someone from their 5 to 8 shift. And at first I was like, no, I do not want to work. It's Sunday, it's the weekend. I don't want to go to work and deal with people, absolutely not. And then I kind of got into this spiel about I hate my job, which really honestly isn't entirely true. Like, it's not the greatest job in the world, but it's a job and I'm grateful for it. And that got me thinking, why do we hate our jobs? I mean, we're getting paid to go and do something for someone for a specific period of time. Why do we hate it so much when we're getting money? So I decided to think about it, and there are a couple things that I've come up with that make perfect sense. So the first thing I have realized, and this is mostly for those 18 and older, because you guys will relate to this probably more than I and a lot of other people will, but once you're a legal adult, you're on your own. You really don't have a choice of whether I'm gonna work or not. No, you have to. You have to go out and get a job. Your parents aren't providing for you anymore, typically, or I mean, you know, sometimes anyways. You don't usually have a choice, especially if you're living on your own, because there's a lot of things that you have to provide for yourself. You need food. If you're living by yourself, you typically will pay rent or a mortgage. You're gonna have to pay for your electricity, your internet, your heat, your water. There's a lot of things that come into play. And then there's all those things that you might want. You might want to get a new TV, or you're gonna want some new clothes, shoes, whatever. When you're an adult, you don't really have a choice of whether you want to work or not. You've gotta do it if you want to live on your own and not live on the street. Just saying. It's gonna happen sooner or later. And if you are a teenager like me, getting a job is more of, I suppose you could say, a luxury, because you get to start out a little early and the money that you use isn't going towards bills, it's going towards typically stuff that you want, which is nice, and it gets you a nice head start off into the working world, which is always cool. So another reason a lot of people tend to hate their jobs is they don't feel like they're appreciated. There's a lot of bosses out there that tend to treat their employees like garbage, and that's not cool. I'm not saying that all bosses are like that. There are tons of them out there that can be super nice and are appreciative of their employees. Honestly, it's a bummer when you're not appreciated. I mean, you're taking time out of your day to do something for someone else. So don't you want to kind of like feel important and feel, you know, get a little bit of love and respect? And unfortunately, there's a lot of jobs out there where that's not the case. You're gonna go into work, everyone's gonna frown at you and hate you, and that's just how it is. We are getting super hard with the truth here right now. So I don't know how it is internationally, but a lot of jobs here in the United States are kind of underpaid. Not all of them are like that, but I mean, minimum wage it's probably different in each state. I don't even know what it is, but it should be higher. And unfortunately, I'm working towards being a waitress at this restaurant. And if you didn't know, in a lot of states, waitresses have their own separate minimum wage from the state minimum wage. And it is usually quite a few dollars less. But that is because you get tips. But I mean, there's a lot of hard laboring jobs where people do deserve to be paid more than they actually are. It really isn't that difficult. Think about it. I'm just saying. So honestly, I mean, that's one reason I'm not a huge fan of my job, because, you know, I'm gonna tell you guys how much I make at work. That would just be stupid. I only work 7 hours a week. That's not much at all. I work 3 hours on Thursdays and sometimes 4 hours on Fridays. Sometimes I get cut off an hour early, which, no, that's not cool either. So really, I'm taking a few hours out of my day and I'm not getting paid very much at all. The nice thing about my job is it has flexible hours, but at the same time, it's like I could be sitting at home doing something else that I would much rather be doing than being here dealing with inconsiderate people. There's stuff I would much rather be doing. Unfortunately, at a lot of jobs, another reason you might hate them is because it's boring. I'm gonna admit, on Thursday nights at work, when there's not a lot of people there, I don't do squat. I stand around and do nothing because there's not much to do. I mean, I can clean until the cows come home there, but that's still gonna be boring. And unfortunately, a lot of desk jobs are boring, and people need to learn how to make work more fun. Can someone just start making jobs more fun and enjoyable? Think of how much we would all benefit from that. One big thing that I think everyone can agree on is that a job takes up your free time, especially if you're working a full-time job. Obviously, I'm only working 7-hour weeks, so I mean, it's not taking up a ton of my time, but if I were working 5 or 6 days a week, I would be really irritated unless it was a job that was fun and I really liked it. Jobs take up your free time, and yes, you're making money, but if you're working, how are you gonna use that money to do fun things? It's not like you can constantly be like, hey, I gotta take a day off of work because I want to go to Disney. It doesn't work like that. I feel like this video is really pointless, and a lot of my younger subscribers are not going to be able to relate to this whatsoever. But just wait, kids, because you're gonna have a job someday, and then you can come back, watch this video, and relate to it. Unfortunately, that's just how the world works. We're all gonna have jobs at some point, and we're not necessarily going to like them. Well, I just thought I would put a couple things out there of why I think a lot of people hate their jobs. If you guys disagree on any of these topics, please let's have a nice discussion down in the comments, or if you have anything you would like to add, that would be wonderful. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it even the tiniest bit, and leave me some suggestions because I'm kind of running out of ideas for videos. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. I make lots of weird randomness every Wednesday, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for listening to me talk for a little while. Bye, friends! Oh god. No! Ah! Well, there's some